In the early 1900s, a small mining town in West Virginia called Centralia thrived. The coal-rich land beneath the town fueled its growth, and the people lived modest lives. But in 1962, everything changed when a fire was set to burn trash in an abandoned strip mine just outside town. What was supposed to be a controlled burn turned into something far more sinister. Unbeknownst to the townspeople, the fire ignited an underground coal seam. The flames traveled deep beneath the surface, spreading like a silent monster beneath their feet. Days turned into weeks, and strange things began to happen. Roads cracked open with smoke seeping out. Basements became unbearably hot, and people started complaining of dizziness and headaches. At first, the townspeople thought it was just a temporary issue, but as the years passed, the fire continued to burn. By the 1980s, Centralia was almost deserted. Most of the population had been relocated by the government, but a few residents refused to leave, convinced the town could still be saved. One of these was a man named Henry, an old miner who had lived in Centralia his whole life. Henry believed the fire was a punishment for the greed of the mining companies, and that he could somehow atone for it. He refused to leave his house, even as the ground beneath him cracked and groaned with the relentless heat. Late one night, Henry woke to a loud bang. His house shook violently, and he rushed outside. What he saw made his heart freeze. A massive sinkhole had opened up right in front of his house, spewing smoke and ash from deep within. He could hear a strange sound, a low, guttural moan, as if something inhuman was stirring below. Terrified, but unable to look away, Henry peered into the abyss. His eyes widened as he saw what looked like shadowy figures moving in the smoke. They twisted and writhed, their forms barely distinguishable, but their presence was undeniable. They were coming closer. Panicking, Henry ran back inside, locking the door behind him. But it was no use. The temperature in his house began to rise, and the walls themselves seemed to pulse with the heat. The moaning grew louder, echoing through the small house. Henry grabbed his rosary and prayed, but it wasn't enough. The next morning, Henry's house was found empty, the front door wide open. His bed was untouched, and his belongings were scattered as if he had left in a hurry. The sinkhole outside had expanded, swallowing the front yard. Henry was never seen again. To this day, Centralia still burns. The underground fire is unstoppable, and the town is abandoned. Visitors who come to see the eerie, smoke-filled streets report hearing strange noises, whispers, footsteps, and the occasional distant moan. Some say the spirits of the miners, and maybe even Henry, are trapped below, forever wandering the burning depths